Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello, and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D, and I'm always here helping small business owners as well as professionals to find that place of balance, that place where we are feeling fulfilled, having joy, enjoying our businesses, enjoying our lives, and working towards those things that matter to us and that are important to us. Today, I want to talk to you about confidence. So, in the episode last week, I talked a little bit about confidence, but I wanted to get into it a little bit deeper and just dig a little bit deeper in the concept of confidence. So, one thing that I've noticed, I have a capable confident challenge, and a lot of times when I mention that word confident, people automatically say, "Oh, I don't need that. I have confidence. I don't need that." And what I realized in the process is that we tend to equate confidence to whether or not we can, step out in front of a group of people, whether or not we're the person that when somebody, says, "Can I get a volunteer?" We're the first person to volunteer. And based on your, social comfort level, we all fall in a different, area of that. So there's some people that will always be the first to raise their hand, always, dominate a conversation or, command a room. They're people that have that type of confidence, right? But I really believe that there are different layers to confidence because there is that outward confidence, that bravado that goes along with, I am here and I'm going to stand 10 toes down. There's that type of confidence. But the confidence that we tend not to look at is the confidence that is internal, right? The confidence that has us settled in our being because we can present as confident, but that does not mean that on a soul level we are feeling that confidence. And even if we are confident in that way, that's not always the case. I've never met a person to date that does not have an insecurity, does not have self doubt, is not uncertain sometimes, and does not struggle with fear. Never to date. And I've met people wildly talented, outwardly very confident. I've met many of my idols. I've met people who are industry leaders in different industries. It doesn't matter because it's human nature. We have doubt, we have insecurities. It's human nature. But a lot of times we don't want to deal with that area of confidence because admitting that we're not confident for many of us is a weakness, right? Because sometimes I get the knee jerk reaction when I say the word confident. I get a very visceral reaction, and it's nothing wrong with working on your confidence. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you're not confident in a particular area or about a particular thing, or that sometimes you struggle with confidence. But when we don't identify it, when we don't, call it what it is, then we are succumbing to it. So we may still be the first one to volunteer. We may still do all of these things confidently because they're in our comfort zone. But when we're not addressing that internal confidence, then we're not tackling those things that's going to make us uncomfortable. We're not tackling those things that we don't feel confident in. We're staying in that place of safety. I feel like, I'm going to always be the head of this class, right? But if I venture out, then I got to deal with that. Am I good enough? Am I, capable? Can I do it? And so that level of confidence, I think that level of confidence comes from the very thing that we are running from, which is vulnerability. And in vulnerability, you unlock a different level of confidence. And I was talking to somebody recently and they were saying how another person had said that they saw them as confident, but it wasn't that traditional idea of confidence. It was just the ease with which they navigated. That's a confidence that comes from vulnerability. That ease is because that person is willing to be vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, there's nothing that someone can do to shake you, right? Because when we are avoiding that, there are things that we have that are hidden. There are things that we have that we hope nobody ever notices. Hopefully, they'll never realize that I'm really scared deep down. Hopefully, they never realize that I'm doing all of this to mask something that I'm struggling with in another area. Hopefully, they don't realize that even though they see me this way, I internally don't see myself that way. When you don't explore those things and become vulnerable enough to not only explore those things, but bring those things to the forefront, there's always this persona that you're putting on, that you have to put on to keep going, but you're still carrying that doubt with you, still carrying that uncertainty with you. But when you can verbalize it, when you can say it, one, it loses power over you, but it also loses power that, sometimes we think other people are going to find us out. They can't find out what you told openly. They can't. There's nothing for them to find out. But that's a different level of confidence because that level of confidence is unshakable because, again, you still going to have moments of self-doubt. That's not what I mean by unshakable, but it's unshakable in the sense that there's nothing somebody can do to really rock you because you are comfortable with the uncomfortable. You're comfortable exploring those things. You're comfortable figuring out the why. Why does this, make me hesitant? Why does this, bother me? Why am I afraid to show this side of my personality to people? When you are willing to explore those things and go through that, that's when you really unlock a new level of confidence because it is rooted. That confidence is rooted in healing and growth and self exploration. And that's when you see people, we all see it sometimes and we sometimes give it side eye, but you see those people that's just out there and they just doing them and they don't care. And, it depending on who you are, it may look more or less eccentric, but you see people out there and they are living their best life, being as eccentric as they want to be, and they don't care. That is true confidence because they are so good with who they are that they don't care. They don't care how others may judge them. And that's where we have to get to. We have to try to get to that level of confidence that we're not being formed by the opinions of others because we were beautifully made the way that we are. And we spend so much time in life assimilating to what other people are like, what, the norm is, right? We spend so much time on it that we lose the pieces of us that are special. And in losing that, it actually, has a very adverse effect on our confidence because we are struggling so hard to be something that we never were meant to be and fighting against being who we were meant to be. So I want you to have a different concept of confidence because I also feel like the surface level confidence sometimes is discouraging to people because if they're not a extroverted person or they're not a person who, is going to be that first person up, they think that they will never be confident. And that's not necessarily what confidence look like. So I just wanted to explore that and I want you to explore it. And I want you to start thinking about, what ways can you better um embrace you, love you, for you, who you are, embrace who you are. Um, Definitely remove the comparison game from the equation because I think that also creates issues of doubt where we are feeling like we're not measuring up to X, Y, and Z. We're not supposed to measure up to them. We're on a totally different path. We have a totally different metric system that you know, that we are using to be measured by. So we need to be measured by how well we can be us, how well we can be the best version of ourselves, not how well I can, match up to my coworker or to my, in the business world, we talk about competition. How do I measure up to my competition? No, how do I measure up to myself? How do I measure up and make sure that I am doing everything that I need to do to reach my heights? Because I'm not reaching my heights because I'm trying to chase someone else's. So sit and reflect on the beauty within you. And that's all parts of you. The parts that you think are good, the parts that you think are bad. All of those parts serve a purpose. And begin to love on those things and to begin to uncover what things are triggering us to not feel confident in ourselves, to not trust ourselves, to not um to compare ourselves to others. So, yeah, I just wanted to give a different perspective on confidence and think about the confidence that comes from within. And I'll be remiss not to mention in that same vein, I am for the month of March, which is Women's Month. I am going to be doing the next round of my Capable Confident Challenge. So, the Capable Confident Challenge is a challenge to help you ditch imposter syndrome, help you work through those things, help you figure it out so that you can get out of your own way, get into action, start doing the things that you need to do to live the best version of yourself, to live the purposeful, fulfilled, joy filled version of yourself. So, in that challenge, how we go about that is one, just uncovering where we are and what, really is um triggering us. What's triggering us to feel that we aren't confident? Um what are the things that, kind of pull us into that space of insecurity? So pulling the curtain back, uncovering all those things. And then after we uncover them, then we try to find the root of them. Like, where did that come from? Why is it that I keep defaulting back to this? Whose voice is that in my head? Because it's, typically not my own. It's somewhere that was planted in my head. So where was that? So that we can really start to counteract it. So then we build an arsenal of tools to be able to identify when we are getting triggered into our less confident self and to help us maintain our confident state of mind. So that's what the challenge entails. I will share the link to join in the show notes because it's transformative. It's truly transformative. I want you to read the testimonials because it really is a transformative experience to go through that and unlock a different version of yourself that is walking tall in purpose. Also, of course, I always have my success journal available. That is another form of feeding your confidence is really making sure that you are documenting, that you are looking at yourself and documenting all the things that you're successful at and retraining your brain to see you and see you as the confident, successful person that you are, to believe in you and to help you get back to trusting your internal instincts. So I'll put the link for that as well for the success journal. Um, I think that's it. Of course, we always have our merchandise, our graphic tees, and we have cups and we have little puppy outfits as well. I can't wait till Walter's outfit comes so I can show it to you guys if he'll oblige me and wear it, right? So that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you've been having a wonderful week and month, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.